Our sponsors for this episode are Harder Custom Welding. Looking for quality welding with a personal touch? Harder Custom Welding specializes in steel fabrication and repair of all kinds. From fencing and livestock systems to custom lawn and garden decor, they bring craftsmanship and experience to every job. No job is too small. From simple fixes to complex builds, they're here to help. Based out of Newton, Kansas, mobile welding services are available to meet a wide range of needs. You can give them a call at 316-217-3819 to bring your project to life. Also, visit them on Facebook at Harder Custom Welding, Harder Custom Welding. Shamrock Car Wash. Shamrock Car Wash has 3 convenient locations in Newton, Wichita, and Mays. They were also voted Best Car Wash in Harvey County for 2024. Shamrock Car Wash offers your traditional hands-on wash bays, but also touts an in-bay touch-free wash and dry for an effortless clean. Make sure to look them up and follow them on Facebook at Shamrock Car Wash. That's Shamrock Car Wash, or you can visit them online at theshamrockcarwash.com. That's theshamrockcarwash.com. The Newton Kansan is Newton's longest-running local newspaper covering all the stories, people, places, and things happening in our community. Chad Fry, the Kansan guy, editor of the Kansan, works diligently to ensure integrity, accuracy, and unbiased news is delivered to your doorstep 3 times a week for an unbeatable price. You can also sign up for online-only access for around $7 a month. That's 12 online papers a month for only $7. If you've not subscribed, it's time you do. Visit them in their office at 517 North Main Street. That's 517 North Main Street in Newton. Online at thekansan.com. That's thekansan.com. Or give them a call at 316-283-1500. That's 316-283-1500. Support local journalism, support the Kansan. Well, hello, everybody, and hello, Andy and Chad. How was your guys' week this week?
Freaking fantastic. Busy. Really busy so far. But looking forward to Friday. It's going to be a hard one. We're going to enjoy the pool on Friday. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to run hard till Friday.
You enjoy that pool Friday. I've got other plans that are not quite so pleasant. So.
Oh, no. Duty calls with Chad. But I just got to interject here real quick before I send it over to Chad. If you got time, you ain't got no money, and if you got money, you ain't got no time. That's the poor man, right? People
so
are like,
what happens
I have plenty of money and plenty of time. It's like, thanks. That's
I got neither. So what's my problem? I don't know.
That's the grind, Chad.
It is the grind.
How was the week? Speaking of the grind, how was the week?
Actually, this week was a little lighter than some, which is great because I need those lighter weeks every now and then. But I'm also gearing up for a couple of projects that I need to get done in short order. Yeah. So,
honeydew house project kind of stuff, or
no,
just big work projects.
Work projects. You know, it's just that. It's that time of year where we have projects that come down the pipe and they like to stack them on top of each other. So,
well, and here pretty soon we're going to be right back into the school year again, and everything's going to ramp up. And we're going to. I was looking at the calendar and I thought, dang, we really are like less than 30 days away from.
Yep. I believe it's the 13th of August is like the first day of school.
I was even thinking it was the 17th. So
no,
yeah, we're right there.
13th, depending on your grade level, and by the 14th, everybody will be back.
Merging in the fast lane. But, for me, honestly, the school thing, it helps me because it's just a different routine and schedule that I could stick to. And my working gaps change because of we work around the kids.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice for me, actually. And that's when I spend a lot of time in the shop where I can actually be in here and not just everywhere because I'm running around with the kids. But anyways, I'm looking forward to school, actually, for me. And not because it's a babysitter. It's because it changes the schedule.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my week was hot. I just got to say it. I'm one of those guys that, to state the obvious, it's really hot outside, isn't it? And then everybody's like, yeah, obviously.
Isn't it hot in here today?
No, not too bad.
Okay, maybe it's just me and coffee, or I'm just heavy.
you got hot coffee in your. It's not too bad.
Sorry, I'm having Dennis Leary running through my head right now and his spectacular song from the 1990s. So there you go.
Okay, so before we go any farther, and I give the upcoming events that are pulled from the Kansan, obviously, and then we get into what's going on in the Kansan. Chad and I were talking before the program. Ozzy Osbourne is no longer with us.
He passed.
He passed.
He passed.
I didn't know that.
He passed.
He passed yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody, I go back to this. There's a time to live and there's a time to die, and it's funny to me, though, with famous people. All right, just going here. And I used to have more of a jaded outlook when it came to it. But it's like you've never met the person, right? You're never really had a conversation with the person at all whatsoever in any way. But yet the loss that you feel is no less than maybe somebody that was close to you. What do you guys think the psychology on that is?
We get attached to people, whether we have met them or not. And Ozzy's a great example. I mean, love him or hate him, chances are you've got some emotion around him.
Yeah.
And that dude, I'm telling you, he went out the right way. I mean, he really did. It was like 6 weeks ago or so, I think, that he gave a farewell concert. And he was blunt. He's like, this is it, man. This is the last one. I'm never going to see any of you people again. And he was basically telling all of his following, hey, get your grieving process started, guys, because I'm going to ride off into the sunset soon. And of all the people on the planet, for Ozzy Osbourne, and straight up, I lived through the Satanic Panic, and he had his fingers pointed at him non-stop during the Satanic Panic.
Eating bat heads.
He didn't step on the line. He walked right over it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, which gave birth to people like Marilyn Manson, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah. Rob Zombie, another one. Yeah.
He said, I'm going to say goodbye, and now he's gone.
Well, and then Theo, while I'm thinking about it right now, from the Cosby Show.
Yep, Cosby Show kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't really dived into looking at that one, but I saw that pop up on my socials on, I don't know, Sunday, Monday, I don't know. But, yeah. And those things usually happen in threes, so whoever your favorite celebrity is...
Yeah.
Be ready.
Yeah. And I got a question for the audience. Has there ever been somebody that was famous that you never actually met, that when they passed, it really bothered you some? I'm intrigued by that. I don't know if there ever has been anybody in that situation. I think I felt a loss when Tom Petty died, but not a big one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we're getting dark here or whatever, talking about people going.
Pretty interesting to see if people
earth.
are able to respond with an incident to kind of chip into the conversation, actually, or somebody that impacted them. Because for me, the Ozzy thing, there's so much there. Like my uncle's generation, I would say more so than me, but I grew up real close with them. It's the music, and music is a different type of thing, right?
Connects with people.
It does, and that stuff lives on. And they created, whether you like it or not, depending on your views. I remember jamming out to that stuff with my uncles and listening to it, and it takes you back to certain eras and time. And when I think of Ozzy, I think of the 80s really for me. And in the early 90s, a little bit, it started changing, and then they had that show which showed some of his family and some of the stuff that the real life part of it, at least what we thought was real life back then, right? Reality TV before it got real refined. They were kind of the pioneers of some of that stuff. So he continued to pioneer different industry, but place his family in positions of success. And I thought that was pretty cool. And so he's a little different than a lot of celebrities because he actually allowed you into his household, so to speak, through that MTV show at the tail end of what that meant for us, right? MTV, that was a big deal for us at this group and this generation, that Gen X, Gen Xers. So anyways, I don't, death is weird to me. I'm just glad to be alive, man. I'm on borrowed time, so some people freak out of some of the stuff. Sometimes I get in a gear and I go, man, you know what, today, even though it's hard, it's a blessing because I shouldn't be here right now. So I'm just going to take it, enjoy it, and do the best I can today. With what I got, even though sometimes I ain't got much.
Yeah, and for anybody that's had like any kind of a near-death experience, I mean, even then, if we talk about near-death experiences, I mean, I had one just a little over 7 years ago when I was going in and probably wasn't coming out, and then when I came out and I was doing this number, and I'm like, wow, I'm still here. Everything's here. I mean, that's a rebirth. That's a different life. And then what you do with that, I think, is definitely brings a reality of sorts into your psyche, your ego, that says, hey, life is finite. You don't have forever. You don't know when it is that you're going to go, or who's going to go when they go. So it just goes back to just redeeming the time, building relationship. I've often said the finer parts of life are the relationships that you've built with people and the time spent, because that's the only lasting impression that you can provide anybody that's around you. So,
and for the record, for me, I want to say this publicly for once, out in the open. If something happens to me, one of them quick things, I freaking did it. I lived on the edge. Don't be sad. Now, I love my life and I want to go a lot further. But if something happens to me, don't be sad. Be like, that freaking crazy nut did it. Took nothing, tried his best to do something. And I've lived up and down and left and right and valleys and heights, and I've done all that stuff, right? I've seen a little bit of the world. So don't be sad. I have a hard time seeing young people get hurt or taken so early.
Yeah.
That's where I struggle with the bigger picture, right? When you see young ones that haven't had the life that I've got to, I'm 46. I've seen it all in one way, shape, or form. I'm seasoned. I'm not old, but I'm not young. Right, I'm perfect right in the middle right now. But if I was to go, hey, I've seen it. I know what it is. I know what's around that corner without poking my head around it.
Yeah,
I've seen it. So when kids or superstars or people that we look at die young, that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah,
it's like, why? And I don't know if we'll ever know that.
Well, yeah, it's okay. So we're here. We did this last week too. We got into like a conversation, and it's. I just want to call it organic, right? Because we didn't plan to talk about this or whatever. To go with Andy, and then we will move on to upcoming events or whatever. But the saddest part to me, an extension of what you're talking about, is a life lived but yet lost, right? Where you're watching somebody squander the days away. You're watching them and knowing, either whether it's hindsight or being there and experience that they're going down a path that is just wasting away, wasting their time, wasting their opportunity. And one of these days they're going to look up and go, man, I spent so much time just wasting it. And sadly, in many people's cases, I think, that are in that experience, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late to redeem the time. It's like your kids. You only have so much time. Anybody that's had a kid that you went from, man, are these terrible twos ever going to get over, then to move into the trying threes, to then go, oh my God, they're a teenager. And then you look at them and they're grown adult. How fast does that happen, guys?
In the blink of an eye.
And then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, wow, that was 18 years ago. I mean, that was 18 years ago. If you're got an 18, and then if they do things and they're successful in their college, well, then you're just like, well, that was 25 years ago. Where, and you realize how quickly life goes. So, like, redeem the time. Don't waste your time on things. Being part of CCRT has really helped me see that, there are so many people that need help in that way, because before they realize it, they've already pigeonholed themselves down into a situation that's very hard to get out of, and really not a great opportunity to build from. So,
well, rest assured, Lance, I have updated my funeral plan. It is dictated now. It is in print. You are to sing at my funeral.
Oh, no.
An Aussie song?
So, nope, AC/DC.
I'm coming home.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one.
It's funny. Like I said last week, Moxie's
and I actually, instead of just writing on my funeral plan, call this guy to arrange for my pallbearers, I actually named about 4 people that I want to be pallbearers You're on the list, Andy.
Oh man,
You're gonna get to drop me right in there.
I'll shake you just our final little laugh in my heart to you.
While I'm blazing on the mic, you're not gonna want to go to Chad's.
I'm gonna shake just hard enough to hear his head clunk in there.
Yeah. No, it's like the very first lines of the plan state that this is to be a party day, and we are going to put the fun in funeral.
Absolutely.
Because I know where I'm going. I'm in a better place.
Thank you, God.
And doggone it, I want everybody to be happy for me.
If you really have that where you want me to sing, I will even dress the part, Chad. I will dress the part. I will show up, and because I'm not a long hair guy.
Then you're gonna have to wear an Angus. You got to wear an Angus young schoolboy outfit.
Straight up 80s stonewashed.
Got to do another update this afternoon.
Holes in my heels. I'm there. I am there. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
So, from the Kansan, as we've mentioned many times before, that's where we get our information for our updates. You can also go to Choose Newton. There's just different avenues to be able to consume the same information, but if you're wondering if there's anything to do, we'll start with July 24th at 7 to 9 p.m. Newton Chess Club Salt Light Confections, 1011 Washington Road. All ages and skill levels are welcome. The club provides the boards, but you can also bring your own. July 25th at 7:20 p.m. Harvey County AVI trip to Lynchburg's Theater under the Stars production of The Music Man.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Yeah, that's new. That's something new that we didn't do.
So the transportation costs like $8, and you got to reserve your ticket online for the theater and whatever else. If you call over to AVI, they'll give you all the details.
That's pretty cool.
And the production
they usually do something like this about every month.
And like Chad said, you can call 284-6802 for transportation reservations. And as he stated, transportation is $8. Online show ticket purchases are available beginning July 1st. You can go to www.broadwayrfd.org or buy cash at the gate. It's $20 for adults and $10 for children 5 to 12. July 26th, 8 a.m. to noon, Harvey County Farmers Market is at 301 North Main. I also want to throw out there that after I had a update with Mayor Missy from Burrton, they also have a farmers market that I believe is happening this Saturday. So if you're a farmers market person and you want to get around,
NFAM will be going on this Saturday too.
Yeah, okay.
Newton Farm and Art Market.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, and also
I kept forgetting to put them in the calendar.
Newton Farm and Art Market. I do believe, and I hope I'm not mistaken, but Norm Oding sent a message so that way I would know that they are going to have a forum there as well.
Yeah, they've got one. I think a gubernatorial candidate that's supposed to be showing up.
Yeah, Stacey Rogers, I believe, is the one that's supposed to show up there. So
there's been a whole bunch of new filings since that. So
yeah, we could talk about that on the program today. That's interesting. I do. Don't let me forget that I wanted to say something about that with kind of an update as we see more people jumping in the race. From there, then at 8 a.m. to noon. Oh, we already said that. 10 a.m. to noon. Aaron Wiersma. Did I say that right, Chad? And
don't know.
Katie Kingery Page, all ages drawing workshop. Dick Arboretum of the Plains, Heston is free.
He got that right.
I got it right. Hey, you only have to remember that. Okay. So then 6 to 8 p.m., open reception for 1,000 Grasses, a botanical celebration of life, Carriage Factory Gallery, 128 East 6th. June 30th, 7 p.m., and I've heard a lot about this already, Trivia Night, Acapulco Restaurant, 217 West Broadway Street, and I believe their trivia theme is Disney. So if you're a Disney person at all,
this week anyway,
that's a great vibe. You know, there's a lot going on there. It's a wonderful place, a long-established location. People know where it's at. I don't even know if I need to say it. It's at Acapulco's. So June 30th or July 31st then, 7. Oh, that was supposed to be, I said June 30th, but that was July 30th. Oh, I found a typo. Shit, I love it. Okay, so then July 30th, 7 to 9 p.m. Once again, there's the Newton Chess Club, Salt Light Confections, 1011 Washington Road. All ages are welcome. Bring your board. Boards are provided, like we said. Now, here's another one that I thought was cool to see in the Kansan. August 1st through the 3rd, there's the Gossel Threshing Days. Gossel Threshing Days. And when I saw that, I thought, man, I remember going to that. That's a great festival. That's kind of like the Heston Festival that we have that they have over there. I think it's called the Apple Blossom. What's the Heston Festival over there?
I think in the last couple of years, for a few years, they've started calling it Homecoming. Heston Homecoming.
Okay, Heston Homecoming. So when that comes around, we'll have that. I'm sure Chad will do a good job on that. And then that's pretty much all there is for the week. And then we'll wind up giving you next week's updates.
It's a lot of stuff for 1 week.
It is. Then August 1st or June 31st, July 31st. See, I can't even keep up. And August 1, that's kickoff for the 4-H portion of the Harvey County Fair.
Yeah, Harvey County Fair is coming. That means Demo Derby. That means even...
That'll be the week after.
The Newton Saddle Club will be having stuff going on.
Yep, the rodeo will be the first and second.
And I think they're going to have some kind of fair again, right? With carnival rides and things like that.
Yep, that'll be the week after.
Okay, so then will you have something in the paper about
Yeah, we're going to have... we're slated to have a 4-page... that's what I said. That's what I told him anyway. Four-page previewer that'll have the full calendar of the fair and a couple profiles on some people who participate.
Cool, very good. Yeah, and so then that'll be fun. That's something you can get out there and do. There is a lot to do in Harvey County. That's not including, the lake visit. Drove out to East Lake and it still has water. Right? I mean, so you can go do the lake thing if you want to this year, and it's not a barren wasteland that you can walk across. I mean, so for those of you, and I'll say it again, who don't think that there's anything going on in our community, there is a lot going on in our community. And without further ado, I'd like to kick it over to Chad to talk about what he's got in the Kansan or coming up.
Coming up. Man, there's a lot coming. I just mentioned that we're going to be doing a fair preview. We're also going to be having our hometown heroes within the next week or so, which is kind of cool. Just for everybody to know, hometown heroes are defined as your first responders. So sheriff, dispatchers, firemen, cops, those guys. We're going to be letting you see all their smiling faces. So that's some things that are coming in the next week or so. But I think, I know that you guys wanted to talk a little bit about Themian Park.
Yeah.
Because there's an update. There's new news. It's been a while since there's been anything to talk about when it comes to Themian Park, which, by the way, is one of Newton's 2 oldest parks. And there's been a movement afoot to get some renovations and expansions and some new services and stuff going on in that park that sits cattywampus from Santa Fe 5-6 Center. And the new news is fundraising from the Railer Foundation with the help of Central Kansas Community Foundation has reached a little bit of a milestone. I think they hit 85,000 is what what I'm remembering.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
185.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with there's $100,000 that's been kicked in by the Rec Commission.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah,
they're get stage 1.
Yeah, they're getting a pot of money there.
They're getting to the point where they think they can get launched on the pickleball courts, which is I don't know what you've heard, but what's been coming across my desk is that's probably one of the most anticipated parts of that project is some outdoor pickleball courts within the community of Newton.
Yeah, well, pickleball is growing pretty fast. I mean, it's not a high impact sport by any means.
Old guys like me get to play. So
yeah.
If you ever go you go to the Y, you'll see from 8 years old to 80 playing side by side together, which is really cool to see. And those courts are full when they have those hours for pickleball. And I've heard that the Rec is the same way.
Yeah.
So now to have another venue and an outdoor setting, I know there's going to be seasonal stuff there, but just to have another place for people to expand because they are all being used often, and with the boomers and the Xers growing older, that's not going to change. I'm looking to get into it actually to keep myself mobile.
I was thinking about that. We're gonna have to play some pickleball, guys. I mean,
we should do it.
And then another thing,
HCTalk remote. We'll have to do a remote podcast.
Maybe we'll bring an ice chest with some beer. You know what I'm saying?
We should do a.
As long as it's Modelo, okay.
All right.
And even then, I wonder if there's like a weekend tournament or something for pickleball. If I'm missing something, I'm sure these different locations probably have organized pickleball tournaments, but is there like a pickleball tournament similar to like what an MAYB does, or similar to what the Newton Mexican American Athletic
rest
Club
in peace to Al Votes. He was, I don't want to overstate this, but if you knew Al, you knew Al. He's a competitive guy, an athlete, grew up an athlete, always kind of kept that. He was a basketball guy, but he wanted to be the best pickleball player in the world. He was getting one built at his house.
Yes, he was.
When he passed, that was a big project for him, because he was literally going to get in it. That's what he's going to do it. He's going to be the best, right? That's his personality type. But he had, talking to him one time, there's levels and layers to the pickleball thing. And there are competitors out there. It's a thing, and it's growing. So it's pretty exciting.
Maybe Newton can wind up being a spot for that, right? To bring people here from the community. I mean, I can't start it. I've got so much going on. But if you're hearing this idea and there's already one out there, just let us know so that way I can promote you. Otherwise, if there's not, maybe an idea has been born, and Newton could quite definitely be a central location to have people all over the state of Kansas.
The first step of the process is to build something.
Yeah.
So
we should have.
We're talking possibility that they could be launching within this conference calendar year.
Intermix Republicans and Democrats and Independents on a big team, and get a pickleball league started.
Blue paddles, red paddles, red, white, and blue paddles.
You have to have a mix of both on a team.
We'll get creative with it. One Democrat to be on a team.
Yeah, you have to we'll figure this out, right? Bring people together, stop the madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We could even do that too. Yeah. And speaking of something else that I don't know if we'll see anything about it in the paper, but people. And I'm going to brush over this because I don't have all the details, but there was a feel-good story that came out, and I say a feel-good story wasn't one that came out in a paper necessarily as yet, but I saw a post come out from the Newton Police Department. That was the first blip that I had of it, which was that there was a bunch of bloodhounds that had to be rescued out of another state, and then they were being transferred over a pretty large distance to another destination where they could be cared for and then adopted out. And a request came in from a concerned citizen that said, hey, they're headed through here. It's going to be at an off time. Is there any way we could utilize maybe a dog park or something of that nature? The city came on board right away and said, absolutely, this sounds like something we'd love to do. When the bloodhounds got there, I guess there was a lot of law enforcement officers that were there just to greet them and show some love, and just did some real unique things to greet these puppies and then send these puppies on their way. And the story has started to really gain some traction, and I don't know if there's anything formalized, but it was just, I don't know, the whole thing, right? Newton, Kansas, once again. Harvey County, once again. Good old state of Kansas, once again. Has somebody that speaks up, says, hey, there's a need here. Is there anything we can do to help? And quite literally, the community comes around that. And that was with no notice. So just the understanding that we should have Newton pride. We should have community pride. Individuals in our community should look around and say, you know what? We come from a community that helps their neighbor, that serves their community. We have government agencies and organizations that get on board to find a need and fill a need. There's just so much in our community that we can be proud of and that we can be pro-positive about. Yeah, there's negatives, but there's so many positives that outweigh the negatives, and that comes back to the state of mind that I was talking about when I opened up last week. So, Chad, anything else in the Kansan?
If I can pull it off, I'm gonna be trying to hang out with a former Miss Kansas this afternoon.
Cool.
And that is very cool. That's very cool. So I don't know if I'll be able to actually go, because of the nature of my life because, it can be disrupted at any time.
Yeah.
But we have a former Miss Kansas, from Newton, by the way, that is going to be spending a good chunk of her afternoon this afternoon at Camp David of Heston. And she has volunteered to do hair and makeup for young girls who are either in the foster care system or have parents, both parents usually, in prison. And those girls are going to be treated to a princess party over at Camp David in Heston. And former Miss Kansas, Gracie Hendrickson, is going to be going over there to help them make that an even more special day. And so there's another thing that we here from Newton, Kansas, we need to be freaking proud as heck is going on. Not only do we have such an amazing human that has represented us as Miss Kansas, we also have a camp in our backyard that is doing absolutely incredible things.
And unless we say, or you just put that out there, most people will never know.
Yeah.
Because she's not out there taking selfies and posting.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's not.
Yeah.
I've had a front row seat to watching the invite process, and trying to make sure that this can happen. I've had a front row seat for that, and it's not easy. And one of the reasons it's not easy is Gracie, like a lot of her family, they really don't want attention.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back to what I just talked about, but just what you said just struck a nerve with me, because I did reach out and talk to the citizen who was responsible for getting the ball rolling on the Bloodhound thing. And the whole time throughout the entire conversation, that's exactly what that person said. I don't want any credit for this. I don't want to be known for this. I saw a need, I wanted to help, and then all of a sudden, here I am getting, all of this unwanted attention. Like I don't want it. I just want to be able to help. And that's a prime example of what you're talking about, I mean, in today's social media, you can kind of tell. Like, it's when people are like, oh, well, I did this.
Today's social media, today's life is all about likes and subscribes and clicks, and it's grotesque that's what so many people's lives have become. And that's why it's so refreshing to come across people who are like, really, I don't want to talk to you about this. I mean, I'm moving forward.
Exactly. There's other stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I went and interviewed a firefighter this week because we have the Hometown Heroes coming up. You know what the man said to me? I'm no hero. My wife is a hero, but I'm not a hero. My wife is the one spending all her time at home. My wife is the one who did this. And I'm sitting there looking at him going, man, you've had a heck of a journey to this point. And basically all he really wanted to talk about was his wife.
Yeah, the hero that backs the
To
hero.
him, it's like, all I am is a guy who walks into a burning building and pulls somebody out. Anybody would do it. I'm like, no. Not anybody would do that.
But the people that he surrounds himself with,
Yeah.
or she
Well,
surrounds
exactly.
herself with,
Exactly. I mean,
I have a buddy that's in that world, and I know for a fact, 100%, not 99.9. If I called him right now and needed something, he would be on the way.
Yeah.
And he's in that community, and he's just that kind of guy. We have that relationship, but I just know, without a doubt, I worry about him because if something gets sketchy, he's the one that's going to go in.
Yeah.
And I know that 100% without a doubt. And it's like, man, that's a risky career.
Yeah.
Because they put themselves in crazy positions all the time. And we really have to think about showing love there with the mental health side of what they do, because they keep so much in, and they see things every single week that some of us don't see in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And they see it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So now that you mentioned that, here's something that kind of hit my head about 3 days ago. June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Did anybody know it?
I didn't.
Because
Did we get a proclamation on that one?
no.
I doubt it.
So here's the deal. We just talked about firefighters and the fact that they stuff all that crap inside. Our cops are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, 90% of us men are doing it. And so here we sit, nearing the end of July, and I'm sitting there going, man, I didn't hear a darn thing about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah, we're getting closer, but we're still at a place where and I come from this, so it's weakness. And till we can start as dudes having that conversation with each other. I have friends, again, I'll speak of one friend in particular. I won't say his name because he wouldn't want me to put his name out there because he doesn't want people to see what he does behind the scenes, frankly. And it's real. He's not just pretending. He's really uncomfortable with people. So he's done things that people have no clue, or who he's doing or working on things for our community that people have no clue about. He takes arrows, right? So anyway, so he wouldn't want me to put his name out there. But in that community, knowing him, it's that way. It's like they're getting better, but they still don't really talk about it. It's a tough guy thing. And at what point don't we start saying you can still be a tough guy and show some of that and get some of that out in a healthy way versus letting it stir and build up and cause other issues, right? That lead to drinking too much and other things, overeating, stuff that we do.
Yeah.
Trying to suppress all that energy and all that, the issues that we have inside of us that are just bottled up and burning up. And so we've got to get better, guys.
Yeah.
Supporting each other.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
And I would say,
We do.
I know that saying society can equal to the infamous they, but I believe that society is still not at a place in which we want to normalize the understanding that men's mental health matters. I just don't, fellas. I mean, I know that I've watched the evolution of what a man's role is supposed to be over my lifetime, from when I was younger, stoic, got it together, don't talk about your emotions, don't talk about your feelings, this is a man's responsibility, make it happen, do it in adversity, no matter what happens to you, just take responsibility, it's your fault.
100%.
Right? So then when it comes to, we progressed into almost a borderline point in our society where men are dangerous. They're the, oh, I'm so afraid that, some man is going to do something to me, when the reality is 99 out of 100, 999 out of 1,000. If they were to be in a Walmart parking lot and see something happening to a woman or a child, they would go put their life on the line. And now it's almost like society is maybe starting to turn the corner on that, where men aren't so dangerous, men aren't predatory, not every man is out to get you as the boogie guy. I mean, there's a healthy role, and and of course it's the three of us sitting here, right? So we could get another perspective.
Well,
three men sitting here talking about men.
Sure.
Yeah, but we're
how many-
qualified. We shouldn't hold back.
Yeah.
We're qualified to talk about that.
How many times have you heard, and I don't care if it's a man or a woman that says it, I'm really angry at the men who say it, to be honest. How many of you have heard this? If mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Oh, yeah.
Are you freaking joking?
See, I always thought it was happy spouse, happy house.
Okay. That's another one. That's another one.
Or that it's always
I'm
the
sitting
guy's
here,
fault
I'm
when
looking at
something happens,
my thinking over the last 3 weeks has gone, whoa, hold on. There ain't no human that should have that much power over an entire family and household. I'm sorry. Because what that says is You have to do everything in your power and then some. And every member of the family has to do everything in their power and then some to make sure that this one person is happy.
Based upon what?
I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. Life ain't gonna work that way.
Right.
Well, and how do you please?
Okay?
Yeah.
So do not, and I'll just give it some serious personal context. Don't go looking at me and saying, okay, Chad, listen, you need to go work 3 jobs for 12 hours. Then you need to go home, make supper for your kid, take care of him because he's not feeling well. Then you get 1 hour to take care of all of that stuff. And then you got to go back out and work some more. All because Mama isn't available. She's off volunteering somewhere. And that's fine. She's doing it. I'm glad she's doing it. But when she comes home and she's tired and she's not happy, that ain't my fault.
Yeah. Well, and you know,
okay, I've been doing everything I can for this person.
Yeah.
It's not my fault she's not happy. Don't put that on me.
Well, and I'll go this. This will come into the next thing we want to talk about, because at the beginning of the program, I was like, hey, let's talk about some certain things. And then there was one thing that I had been seeing just come up over and over again, and it really feeds right into it. I just got to say this. You cannot do anything to make an unhappy person happy.
Correct.
And when people think that somehow or another your happiness is contingent upon a different situation, a different scenario, maybe more money, maybe better car, maybe bigger house, whatever the case may be, you've already lost the battle. Because here's a piece of wisdom here, okay? Happiness is contentment. I'll say it again. Happiness and a positive state of mind is being okay with who you are, where you're at, what you have, and where you're going. Right? That's contentment. And being with an attitude of gratitude changes it, compounded by a society that perpetually wants to make us unhappy so they can sell us something. It's a ball of mess, folks. But going into a ball of mess and unhappiness and relationship dynamics, I know most everybody, it's went viral, saw what happened where 2 people that were not being faithful to their spouses were caught on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. And it's been, oh, that's a Coldplay, or, you know, I mean, and it's not funny, because when you think about the people that were not there, like for this individual who's the wife of the gentleman that was there, if you want to call him a gentleman, and the spouse of the nice young lady, if you'd like to call her a nice young lady, were made aware that there was infidelity in their relationship. It wasn't a private situation. It was on Front Street. So there's that aspect.
Yeah. How would you like to be sitting at home and find out your wife cheated on you through social media?
And then the memes that followed. Now, granted, it's a societal thing, right? I mean, people are going to hop on it. I think most people really desire. I mean, that's like the worst thing that you can do in a relationship to somebody that you're in a committed relationship with, right? I don't think anybody would disagree that infidelity creates dishonesty, lying, conniving, the whole thing, okay? And sadly, there are people that put themselves above their spouse, or above the person they're with for whatever their reason, which draws back to the unhappiness aspect of it, right? But what are your guys' thoughts on that? And you know, I mean, if we laugh or we chuckle about some of this stuff, I mean, just it's not because if I laugh about it, about a meme that has come out, because now there's memes galore of Donald Trump hugging Hillary Clinton, or
the
this
memes
person,
have been on
or this
point,
person,
haven't
you know,
they?
So we're making light of a serious issue. But what is your guys' thoughts on that? When you saw that, what was your initial response? Andy, Chad?
Well, he's a rich white dude, so it doesn't bother his family. I mean, you know, you get all these types that say all these things, but at the end of the day, that you're right, that's a tragedy. It's just on Front Street, and he had a high profile, and he knew it. He was in trouble because somebody in that arena knew who he was because of his profile.
And he spent a lot of time hiding in that video, you know?
Well, and you know, the other thing is you're probably in a suite, right? Company situation with people that work with you, and that's how you're carrying on about your life. So frankly, I don't feel bad for him. If that's the lifestyle he was choosing to live, dude, take responsibility. And the gal knew what was going on. She knew he was married. But
she was married too, was she not?
Yeah, that's what I understand.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're right, Lance. It's the family. It's the people around. It's the kiddos that have to go to school when their parents are the top meme. One of their parents is the top meme in the world right now.
Yeah.
And it's going and it's going and it's going. It's probably going to last another week, of until it gasses out, and then we find some other tool to latch onto to make ourselves feel better about our lives.
Yeah.
Because we all got stuff, and
Or
those are
project onto
distractions.
that.
100%.
Yeah, that's like the kid with the mom OnlyFans moment.
Well,
right? Like going out here and living your life, doing what you're doing, not thinking that there's consequences that come with this or unintended consequences. Like, what are you going to do one day when you want to have a kid, and then all of a sudden your kid goes to school and they're like, "Hey, isn't this your mom?" I mean,
my daddy has a subscription to her.
I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny.
But this is
I
what's
hear she
happening.
had a
It's the
$3
reality.
special last week.
This is what's happening.
Well, and that's the.
Well, okay.
I mean, come on.
Here's
There you go,
here's
Chad.
the
What's your
perspective.
thoughts?
Okay. Well, I see this thing from about a zillion different lenses. All right. So for a second here, I'm going to put the lens on of family. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that my family right now is in a really hard spot. Okay? I got a dad. My it's been posted on social media now, so I can talk freely. I got a dad who's been diagnosed with ALS. We don't know how much time he's got left. And it got posted to social media. When it got posted to social media, I quit going to church. And it's not because of my dad. It's because of his Sunday school class. Now, let me be blunt. I love all you guys. You're great humans. But I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about my family's tragedy with you over and over and over and over and over again. So now, basically, when I go to church, I try and sneak into my Sunday school class, and then I try and sneak out after. So imagine, that's just me with my 400 friends on Facebook. That's just me. Imagine your dad or my dad, if I were in that spot, got caught and was the big meme. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. Because everywhere you go, you're going to get re-traumatized by this. And that's the word. That's one lens.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the other. Here's my journalist lens. Right? What the heck you thinking, man? You're in a public place. There's no privacy.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Spare me all your BS about how, you thought you were in a private place. No, you're at a concert with tens of thousands of other people. That is not private. You are in public. I am sorry. That's the way it is.
Has there been, and I haven't seen this yet, so I could be wrong, but the first thing to do in a situation like that, if you have any conscience at all, would be to say, "Hey, I messed up. That's my bad. I'm sorry to anybody that was affected or hurt by this, and there's no words can express my children, my family, my et cetera, et cetera." So not to hold on here, because I want to give you guys an opportunity if you want to continue to talk about this, or if you have something else that you guys want to fill in similar to kind of what I just did, just throwing something out there.
I got one more lens that I look at it through really hard. And that's my church / Christian beliefs lens. And when I look at this, and I don't know what that dude's faith is, even if there is any. But I look at that, and it hasn't come up at my dinner table with my kids, but if it does, the answer that my kids are going to get is, Jesus gave just one reason for divorce. That's it. So this dude and this chica, they can just go make their bed and they can go lie in it. Because all of the power, so to speak, of forgiveness and everything, that lies with their spouses. And their spouses can decide whatever they want. And they will do that with a biblical blessing. So if they get kicked to the curb, it's justified.
Yeah.
And so they just need to just. So from that moment on, from the moment that those images went out, and the moment it became obvious that these two were not being faithful to the people in their lives, just take responsibility and move on.
Chad, he was just keeping her warm.
I don't. Yeah, sure.
Just being friends.
Sure.
They were she was cold. I mean, they worked together. I mean,
It was Coldplay.
It was Coldplay, and he's like, "Look, you're cold here. I don't have a coat to offer you."
Do we question the sanity of somebody willing to go to a Coldplay concert in the first place?
I mean, then again, don't bash all Coldplayers,
Nah.
All right, Andy, what do you got, man?
It's a crazy world, man.
Crazy world.
Yep.
Crazy world.
Yep. Just living it. Gen Xers are nuts. Just gotta say.
Yeah, we are.
Aren't we different?
We are.
We grew up in
We are sarcastic pricks who were feral as children.
Yeah, we're still a little feral to the new group.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We got a little wildness to us still.
So if you guys don't have anything else, I'd like to cover something.
Sure.
Okay. This is kind of regional. I mean, state of Kansas. As you've seen, there are more and more people filing to run for the governor of Kansas. And already, if you're paying attention, that's starting to get, well, like politics as usual, rather dicey, right? Now, just over this week, there's been a few more names that have joined in. So there's some big name people in our state that are filing to run for governor. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
It's the writings on the wall if you kind of know, or you look, or you watch of where we're going, and I know where the Republican Party will land, and the Democrat Party. I have some ideas, but yeah, I think it's just politics, man. I know people are getting their camps together and checking and poking around about campaigning and fundraising, because that's where it all starts, right? Who are they connecting with, and who's pushing out the content makes a difference, right? Of where, who is the Kansas Chamber of Commerce going to support, right? Because through that group, there's a lot of web of companies and donations and pockets of people that will support that are already kind of baked into those organizations. So I think it's just going to be a political race, man. And I see the writing that's on the wall, and for me at least, and I'm going, well, that's an interesting play. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. There's a lot of big namers. Like I said, I think, well, I don't know how many people are in this race at this point in time.
Okay, so this week we got filings from one Democrat for sure, and that was legislator Ethan Corson.
He's a senator.
Yep, he's from the Senate. He's from up in Johnson County. And then we got two kind of, I would say, high-profile Republicans. One is the insurance commissioner, Vicki Schmidt, and the other is Andover Senate President Ty Masterson.
Yeah. Then there's Collier, correct?
So
he put in a while back.
Yeah, he put in a while back. I'm just throwing the three that came up within the last 6 days.
Yeah.
So the thing that I was very disheartened about is the statement that I received about Ethan Corson from the Kansas Republican Party. I'm just gonna say it that I'm tired of Joe Biden being a whipping boy and blamed for every bad thing that has ever happened. I'm tired of it. And I don't know what tenuous connection you got between any Democrat from this state and Joe Biden. I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about this candidate. That's what I want to hear about. Right?
In our state.
Yes. Okay. I've never met Mr. Corson, but I have met Mr. Masterson, and I have met our insurance commissioner, and so I have some opinions of those people based on when I met them and discussions that I have had firsthand with them. And that is going to be my guiding light as I start looking at the upcoming primary, which I will be voting in as a Republican. And I would really like it if we as voters here in Kansas would send a message to the rest of the world that that's how we do business.
Yeah. And
That we take a look at the candidate, what they stand for, what they really stand for, and quit all the guilt by association crap, and then we go vote. So, because just trust me, I got dozens of reasons to not vote for one of those Republican candidates that I've met. Dozens. But that's based on me actually taking a look at that human being and not just looking at their party and not just looking at who they've associated with and looking at what they've done, what they've advocated for.
Yeah.
That's how you vote, folks.
And then remember, before any of that, we have our local elections.
Yes,
which
we
should
do.
be absolutely nonpartisan in every way. I once again go back to that or whatever. Okay, so we are coming into the program. We covered a lot of ground this week, folks. Just if you have something that you'd like us to talk about, I've had people reach out and say, hey, cover this. So if there's certain things that might be off the wall that it seems like we're talking about, it's generally speaking because somebody said, hey, why don't you talk about this on the program? I'm interested in this. So guilt by association. So final words, gentlemen. Andy, Chad?
Have a great week.
I'm going to go really deep. Is that okay?
You go for it, Chad. This is your time.
So I was scrolling through Instagram on Sunday night, and I happened on a video that actually made me break down and cry. And it was a full-grown woman just looking at the camera, and she says, ladies, your man is tired. He's worn out. It's time to give him some respect because you're not. Don't be surprised when he leaves. That was the entirety of it. I just sat there and I cried. So my last and final thought for today is for all of those ladies out there who are married to the guy that has been working his absolute keister off. And you've probably been working too. I'm not belittling you at all. Ladies, your man's tired. So if he's not touching you at home, he's tired. He's not tired of you. He's tired. So everybody just sometime in the next 6 days, take a big time out, go reconnect, and understand he needs respect and you need love. There's two different things. So if you each give each other what you need, you're going to make it. My final thought.
Well, we covered a lot on the program this week, I will say. Some of this was just organic as it is. We talked about relationship philosophies.
Men's mental health.
Men's mental health. All kinds of things.
How dare us.
Yeah. That's just a masculine show. Yeah. Masculine show.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. But I hope by now that people who do watch the program, I know there's many of you that watch the program that tell your friends, hey, watch this program. There have been times where we've had to battle some situations where people want to brand us as one thing or the other or all political or whatever the case may be. And obviously we've blown through that. People realize that this has so much more to offer. We talk about anything and everything under the sun. We try to talk about and stay focused on local issues. If you have something local, we'll talk about it. Sometimes we venture out and we talk about more regional things, or even national, or sometimes even global things. But the reality is what you're getting from this program is somebody that walks the same streets as you, somebody that gets stopped by the same trains as you, and you have to detour. You're just getting what's going on both locally, regionally, nationally, and globally from a local, small town perspective. Have a good week, everybody.